Sharing all that information online poses a threat to really anybody, but particularly middle school students, because there are people out there that is what they do constantly throughout the day, is surfing and fishing for information, regardless of what their interests are. If their interest is trying to lure someone of that age group in to take advantage of them in any way, shape, or form, that's what they look for. They'll pull these signs and these red flags for them, so that it would make it easier for them to prey on them, to lure them in and you know, create a situation that is dangerous for middle school students and people who are putting that information out on the web. I think you substantially run the risk of short-term and long-term risks in putting all that information out online. Short-term is, as I just mentioned, those that are out there preying on kids, looking for ways that they can take advantage of them, and then talking to them or communicating on any forms of social media, and making contact with them and trying to entice them to do things maybe that is out of their comfort level or things that they normally wouldn't do. That's short term. The long term is, once it's tough to tell kids and anybody that once you put something out online on social media, once you send an image and throw that out over the net, it's there. It's never retrievable. You can never take that back. And there are many instances that I'm aware of that people have done things years earlier, mainly in their youth, and it has come back to haunt them later as they apply for a job or as they go through a background clearance. Anything like that, their name gets pulled up. Images are shown of something silly, ridiculous, or illegal that they've done in their youth, and it has created. It put them at risk of attaining whatever they were, a job or a security clearance or really anything. First and foremost is, speak to your parents or speak to a professional, your teachers, and they'll give advice on what you should do. But what I think is really important, especially for a young person, is to have a mental plan, to think about it first. If I was online, if I thought I was in a chat room with just simply my friends, if I friend somebody on Facebook and they friend me, and then all of a sudden they ask for something that is risky or is maybe illegal to do, that they know is wrong, to have a mental plan on what they would do, how they would get out of that situation. I think for a lot of times when I've spoken to others that have been in this situation, they were polite and they said, I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to tell this person, this was my friend on Facebook, and I didn't want to be rude to them and kind of ignore their request or something like that. So I felt encouraged to play along, at least to some extent. Sometimes, they've gone with the full request or whatever that the predator was fishing for. So only because they were uncomfortable with it and they didn't know what to do at that time. So have a mental plan first and foremost. Know what you're going to do if that ever happens, and then speak to an adult, a parent, on what they wish their child to do in a situation like that.